It was really weird seeing Darth Vader still being messed with like that. Ever since Silo shut down Darth Vader with a click of a button, never have we seen somebody daring to manipulate Darth Vader like that, slice him or hack him, as it is commonly known in our universe. IG-88 thought he could simply control Darth Vader like a puppet. He did not understand the true power of the dark side, as Darth Vader quickly showed him that he is not all machine like IG-88. The Force is with him, and that's how he grabbed the tablet from his hand and rendered IG-88 basically useless. What's going on, guys? Thank you so much for watching this video again. Yesterday we talked about issue number 13 that released yesterday, of course, and the first part of the video was basically seeing Darth Vader meeting with Bokku the Hutt, very appropriately named by the fans Bokku the Buff, one of the main council members in the Hutt Council. Jabba was the leader, of course, but Bokku was a big player as well in it, and now he is making his move in order to dethrone Jabba the Hutt through the help of Darth Vader. However, as the Hutts have grown accustomed to, they are treacherous by nature. Once Darth Vader enlists the help of Bokku the Hutt, they travel to a place where they track down the bounty hunters tracking down Boba Fett, who wanted to steal Han Solo for themselves. Now everybody is after Han Solo. Vader, of course, had his reasons and talked to Bokku down like a child, basically telling him to do his bidding and he will be rewarded, otherwise he would feel the wrath of Darth Vader. Once he dispatched IG-88, now Bokku had the upper hand. He basically had the high ground once more. We know Darth Vader's history as it pertains to the high ground. Everybody has the high ground, but nobody can really defeat Darth Vader in that manner, and Bokku learned this the hard way. While Vader was dispatching the gang and IG-88 down below on the surface, Bokku was above on his sail barge and ordered his droid to bombard the place, bring it down completely to ashes, including killing Darth Vader in the process. He ordered his droid to fire. While the sail barge did not have weapons per se, they had their engines that they could use their flames to completely disintegrate everything down below, and that's what they tried to do with Darth Vader. Everybody around Darth Vader was propelled except for the Sith Lord, who used his lightsaber to reject the blast almost completely. Vader stood his ground. The smoke and ashes were surrounding him. On the side, Ochia Bestoon tried to get the droid gang to tell them where is Han Solo, but they unfortunately escaped hastily. Both Ochia Bestoon and Vader were left without answers for now. The Sith assassin gave up, told Lord Vader to get out of there and go catch up with the gang. But Vader was not one to chase after people. He got answers the way he always did, by immediate recon. He grabbed one of the pieces of IG-88 and went straight for the nearby station. Ochia Bestoon threatened one of the droids inside the station. He told him that the droid who used to have this hand, meaning IG-88, which terminal was he using to sign in? The droid, seemingly baffled, told him that it was right over there. Not wasting any time, Darth Vader simply walked to the terminal and signed in using IG-88's mechanics. Even the computer recognized him as full droid IG-88. Welcome back. This is when Darth Vader got an inside look into the plans and machinations of IG-88. To Ochia Bestoon, those all were dead ends that they were chasing. Nothing about Han Solo, but in a moment's notice, Ochia Bestoon saw something very much familiar, and that was this sign. Both of them recognized it as being the sign of the criminal syndication that used to be called Crimson Dawn. What's baffling is that the next page shows us Bokku the Hutt not only landing his sail barge, but welcoming Vader back. "I'm so pleased," said Bokku the Hutt, "to have been able to play a small role in assisting such a magnificent..." Vader did not waste any time. He aimed his lightsaber straight for Bokku's throat. "You planned to betray me from the beginning." Bokku was just frozen and asked for mercy from Lord Vader. Vader, though, was more smart than vengeful. He then told Bokku the Hutt, "Even though you tried to betray me and kill me, yet here you are, when you could have run away." "What have you learned?" says Darth Vader, with his lightsaber beaming over Bokku the Hutt's face. Hopelessness could be seen in the eyes of Bokku. He simply told Vader that he learned Vader could not be defeated. Intently, Vader glared inside the eyes and inside the soul of Bokku the Hutt, disengaged his lightsaber, and walked past him like he was an ant. Even Ochi was amused and told Bokku that that was a good answer. It was finally done. Bokku relented without Vader really being aggressive towards him. He simply learned his place by watching Vader operate. Just as Ochi had learned this lesson the hard way, so did Bokku the Hutt. Vader was not to be messed with, and if he wanted your service, then you would offer it until death. Yes, says Vader in his mind, the only answer. However, things were not so peachy back on Coruscant. We see a shuttle approaching the planet. Once it lands, we see voices talking to what can be deciphered by the Shadow as IG-88, who had simply transferred his conscious to another body. You failed, say the voices. You claimed he was structurally compromised, IG-88 said, but he was vulnerable, and I gave you everything you needed to exploit that vulnerability. Still, Vader was thinking to himself, there are many more who must learn that Vader could not be defeated. As the gate to a private area opens for IG-88, he remains too strong, says the droid. I am terminating our agreement. Fool. No one can defeat him. Exactly, says the voice again. Against him, each of us is nothing. Now it is revealed that IG-88 is talking to a cloaked person, but he could grow more powerful than the Emperor and still only kill us one at a time. The final page reveals inside this garden, the person talking to IG-88 was none other than Administrator Slimore, together with these other people inside their seemingly secretive faction. I am merely Administrator Moore, says Slimore, just another cipher in the dark, scorned and forgotten. But if all of us stand together, we will be more powerful than they could ever imagine. And this reveals to us that the Umbaran Slimore will be integral in future Darth Vader comic books, at least for issue number 14. This is where the comic ends, and it says that the next chapter to this will be the Umbaran's Court Unleashed. Now, of course, the Cipher in the Dark comment by Umbara leads us to believe that there is this sort of a secret faction or secret organization that Slimore is a part of, outside of Palpatine and the Empire. They could be Sith cultists in the end, they could prove to be loyal to Palpatine, but as of right now, we have no idea if Slimore has completely veered off the Empire, and probably hates the Sith altogether. We know that within the Empire there are many factions like military organizations and now secretive organizations, as we see with Moore, that hated that the Empire was led by Sith cultists, by users of the Force. Many people saw that the Empire failed because it was not led by someone with a military mind like Tarkin or Thrawn, not being guided by the Force but by military intelligence and by a pragmatist. There is even a secretive intelligence organization in Star Wars Legends called Cipher 9. This could be a reference to that, although we might want to wait and see. Cipher 9 also was known as Night Shrike. It was a codename for an elite intelligence operative during the Sith Empire and the Galactic War, mostly known during the time of KOTOR. However, now it completely falls under Legends material, and this mention might give us a hint that they're slowly becoming canon. So it will be very crazy and interesting to see what happens in issue number 14 when Darth Vader eventually realizes the truth that Slimore had sent IG-88 and gave the droid every bit of detail, every bit of Imperial code in order for IG-88 to be able to hack them. What did you guys think about issue number 13? Talk to me down below in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and if you enjoyed, leave a thumbs up down below, subscribe for dailies. Now you can have an awesome day, Star Wars fans. I'll see you in the next video, and may the Force be with you. Until then.